Welcome back to more Elder Scrolls Online. Let's continue where we stopped the last time. We're inside the house, the clan house, or whatever they called it. So let's just go ahead and try to find who we're supposed to be talking to here. And take it from there. Rumors of the Spiral Skyne by the derisive Necromite. What is a Necromite? Oh, Celeste. Mephala, web spinner, teacher of the secret arts, queen of the 8 shadows of murder. Though others may reign over us, deep in the night we still hear your whisper, and we do not forget. In oblivion you keep your secrets and the secrets of all those entangled in your webs. Of subterfuge and semblance. The Spiral Skyne is your realm, and like Nirn, in its center is a tower, the Pillar Palace of Mephala, whose true name is too awful to be uttered. Spun round in this pillar, like spokes, are the 8 strands of Skyne, to each its own space, and to each space its sin. First is a cavern of plinths and pedestals. Each is a lie, for they pretend to hold up the sky, and the sky is the greatest lie of all. Second are the chambers of envy, for compared to the cavern above, they are cramped and confined, and therefore they hate the cavern. Third are grottos alluring and seductive, for their walls and ceilings glow like a million stars that sing a song of love. But the glowing lights are maggots, and the songs they sing is decay. Fourth are the tunnels of fear, for they are eternally dark, and where there is darkness, there is dread. Fifth are the halls where fair is foul, and foul is fair, and every belief is a betrayal. Sixth is the arena of murder, forever shall betrayal be followed by murder. Seventh are the arcades of avarice and appetite, for contained therein are all things mortals would kill or die for. Eighth is the Fleming Skyne of fury, for as death comes to all mortals, therefore all treasures are lies. This is a Spiral Skyne, the tower is 1, the strands are 8, the lessons are forever. I know my father is one of the Daedric princes. What is this? Breaking the Cycle of Tyranny by Ald'ruhn. The Brashian kingdoms of the Covenant want to re-establish the Empire of Men. They are too callow and immature to realize that the Empire was a failed experiment whose time has passed. Now is a time of crisis for all of Nirn, and Tamriel cannot afford to have these unlearned barbarians destabilizing Cyrodiil and jeopardizing our efforts to save off world-destroying doom. The Ebonheart Pact will not allow the Daggerfall Covenant to establish another bloody-handed dynasty of Imperial tyrants. Time and again throughout history, armies of men have marched in from the rim of Tamriel to conquer its center, enjoying a brief moment of power before sliding into inevitable discord and decay. It's time to break this destructive cycle once and for all. We need to defeat the armies of the Covenant, dispose their kings, and bring their chastened successors into a new Tamriel pact, where wiser heads shall prevail. Good luck with that is all I can say. I'm guessing anything we take in here is going to be considered stealing. Yeah. Songs of Vvardenfell. Collected by Jerindress. Armiger Marching Song. Step light, stride far, O ye buoyant armigers, to glory days and triumphant nights, march on through your bloody fight. Sing pounds, sound roars, O ye buoyant armigers, raise voices and courageous cheers. Give those heathens cause for fear. Stand tall, spoil wars, O ye buoyant armigers. Best their warriors by the score, take a bow and best a dozen more. Set bones, some scars, O ye buoyant armigers, wear the badge of those who lead, a few new necks as proof of deeds. Stand tall, spoil wars, O ye buoyant armigers. Best their warriors by the score, take a bow and best a dozen more. 6 are the walking ways. 6 are the walking ways, enigma, enemy, treacherous, begot by precursor gods. Come we now their creatures. Embody splendor in your name and wisdom in your features. By the sword I mean the night, by the word I mean the dead, by the sword I mean a sigh, by the word I mean the end. 6 are the guardians, 3, 4, and 3 incarnate. Here to test your hero's ways and show that you can learn it. The truest works we shall behold are those made by the silent. By the sword I mean the night, by the word I mean the dead, by the sword I mean a sigh, by the word I mean the end. Then the last one is Song of the Word. The words you hear are based on meat, don't let the sophist fool you. Fear not upon walking the way, just let hysteria rule you. In their own world, the mad have laws, but only if they are written. The wise can write them different rules, for by the word they are smitten. Use no words for apologies. If you seek absolution, action is the walking way, and words are no solution. The wise avoid apology when ravers must be beaten. So sing not with a dusty tongue, no word is true till eaten. Testimonials on Bardau. I guess this is the last one we're going to read, then we're going to continue. Bardau looms large over Vivec City, both literally and figuratively. The official explanation is remarkably vague. Apparently, the mad Prince Sheogorath flung the giant rock at Nirn. No one seems to know why or how. It's a curious account, even by Dark Elf standards. I took the question to the streets to see what the common folk think of Bardau. These were their stories. Names have been changed to protect the speakers from temple reprisals. I begun by speaking to a harried dark elf merchant named Tolvasa. She stopped sorting Kwammer eggs just long enough to recount this tale. Quote, "Oh, my mother used to tell me all kinds of bedtime tales about Bardau. I doubt any of them are true. My favorite was the tale of the lonely Magnet Bee. It begins at the beginning. In the story, a star orphan named Una fled into the sky with all her brothers and sisters but got lost in the dark. She cried out for help, but one by one, her stronger, faster kin fled into Aetherius. Eventually, their songs faded away, and Una was left alone, drifting in the void. Just when she'd lost all hope, she heard a quiet sobbing. It was lonely Nirn, stumbling through the black, weeping like a babe and trying to lull itself to sleep. Seeing a kindred spirit, Una sailed back to Mundus to comfort the lonesome planet. She named herself Bardau, and nestled in close, right here above Vvardenfell. Now, the Straw Orphan and Nirn are never lonely because they have each other. Lovely story, isn't it?" End of quote. A Nord miner called Hodstag took a more pragmatic view. "It's a gold mine, that's what it is. Mark me." There's some kind of conspiracy theories. There's some kind of precious metal in that thing. My mate's a geologist. Works for the Gold Coast's mining operations, you know. He says it's got all the signs of a rich deposit. He's got a divining rod, see? It's a dwarf contraption, I think. I'm not supposed to talk about it. Anyway, he aimed it at Bardau, and the thing started chirping like snow wren in springtime. All that's left to do is get up there with a few picks and get a sample. Been looking for someone who could float me up there. No luck, though. Say, you don't know how to make a man float, do you? Of course, not everyone was keen to talk about Bardau. A grizzled longshore named Donovan had this to say. "It's a rock. I don't know how it got there. Magic, I guess? Look, I've got work to do. Alright, get lost." Most accounts were fairly prosaic. Given enough time and exposure, even the fantastical becomes mundane. Of course, there were a few truly extraordinary accounts like that of Tiram, an excitable dark elf scholar. "It's an egg, obviously. I often hear the wastrels and peasants calling it a rock. Ignorant twaddle. Only a great fool could look at such an imposing celestial body and call it a rock. Bardau is the chrysalis from which will emerge the last child of Vivec and Moloch Baal's ill-fated union." Oh, the last child of Vivec and Moloch Baal's ill-fated union. "On that day, our glorious Lord Vec will spring forth from his temple and do battle with the emerging nightmare child. After 47 days of pitched combat, Vivec will strike the final blow and cast the beast's ruin down into the frothing sea, where it shall break into 36 pieces, none of which will be recovered. It should be quite spectacular and also horrifying. Perhaps the most colorful explanation came from an inebriated orc named Narkhozug. What? That big rock? Yeah, it's a giant hunk of dung. No, seriously. Way I hear it, Vivec and Malakarth were up late one night drinking and talking about godly things. You know how it is. Well, I guess you don't. Anyway, Vivec said something about ogres that rubbed old Moloch the wrong way, so he pooped a squat over the city and dropped a stink pickle right on Vivec's head. Gross, right? That's the Malakarth for you. Does make me wonder though, what is it with Malakarth and dung? When I asked the doctrinal inquisitors for an official statement, this was the only reply. You'd be wise to leave such matters to the tribunal. The precise nature of Bardau is a mystery. Vivec's divine mercy keeps it from destroying us. That's all you need to know. Despite the temple's best efforts, the moonlit Bardau remains the subject of vigorous debate many long centuries after its arrival. The diversity of opinion is remarkable, especially in a city so thoroughly policed by religious zealots. I find it heartening and even in a society this restrictive, folktales and wild heroes can still bubble beneath the surface.
Yes? Is there something I can do for you, Outlander?
Sergeant Faldrus sent me. He said you needed help finding your daughter.
My daughter has been gone too long and the house guard can't seem to find a wall in the corner. But why should I trust you with this task? Tell me, Outlander, how can you succeed when my forces continue to fail time and time again?
Well, it seems your daughter knows your people and their tactics, but she doesn't know me.
An interesting insight. Perhaps you can find my daughter. Veya can handle herself, but the father worries, you understand? Anyway, I agree with your assessment. That's why I'm willing to bring in outside help on this.
So tell me what happened.
Veya fled after a family disagreement. She's run away before, but I'm concerned that she might have something more permanent in mind this time, and more dangerous. Veya knows how to evade the house guard, but as you said, she doesn't know you.
All right, I'll try to find your daughter.
Captain Briven oversees the house's attempt to locate my daughter. You should speak to him and see what his investigation has already turned up.
Where can I find Captain Briven?
He's probably patrolling the town square at this time of day. Briven's soldiers have been trying to get information out of Veya's friends. But those young men and women are almost as good at avoiding the house guard as my daughter.
You mentioned a family disagreement?
That is a private matter. If your investigation proves fruitful, and such matters become relevant, we can discuss the particulars then. But not before.
Maybe your wife would be willing to discuss that with me?
Like my daughter, my wife has a mind of her own. What the two of you discuss is your own affair. Just understand that I haven't employed you to solve my family's problems. I only need you to find my daughter.
Good enough. Okay, you mentioned Veya might be involved with something dangerous.
Veya has always been fascinated by the Morrowind. Even admired one of their agents when she was growing up. It's possible she sought refuge with this agent, or even decided to join the organization. Though I hope I am wrong about that.
Tell me more about the Morrowind.
The Morrowind? They're an ancient guild of assassins sanctioned by the tribunal to carry out honorable writs of execution. Ostensibly, they're supposed to keep the houses from resorting to all-out war. But I still find the practice barbaric.
And the agent that Veya admires?
Someone of no consequence, and not at all important to accomplishing your mission. Besides, you don't find Morrowind agents, they find you. Just pray it's not because your name wound up on one of their writs. That is a death sentence.
Okay, I think we've, let's see this. Lalu, letter of complaint. Most esteemed Minister Thyron, House Redoran. I write to you on a matter of grave importance. My office has received an ever-increasing number of complaints in recent weeks. Many of our house guests have experienced poor treatment at the hands of House Redoran bailiffs and constables. As you well know, House Lalu is duty-bound to address these grievances on their behalf. My dear Minister, while I share your belief in the superiority of the Dunmore people, we must try to keep such opinions to ourselves. House Lalu defers to House Redoran on matters of defense. I would urge you to defer to us on matters of commerce and diplomacy. Our economy is in peril. The pact has brought us some measure of security, yes, but the cost has been dear. Dearer than I think your Redoran kinsmen are willing to admit. My trade ministers have gone to great lengths to solidify our holdings outside Morrowind. While the enemy has seized most of our extraterritorial property, we retain sizable assets in imperial bourses and foreign businesses concerns. Extracting this wealth is no small task. It takes time, gold, and most importantly, connections. We can ill afford to alienate what few friends we have outside the pact. Just this morning, I received a complaint from one Theoderic Ashcroft, a respected Breton investor. Apparently, he was accosted by a pair of constables while inspecting a potential construction site. Some minor religious infraction. I'm told stepping over a fence to get a better look at the property or something. According to Ashcroft, the constable forced him to the ground, dragged him to the temple, and turned him over to the ordinators, who subjected him to no less than 3 hours of interrogation and corporal re-education. Needless to say, he will not be investing in our fair city. Both Ashcroft and his gold fled to the mainland. These people may be inferior, their religions may be repugnant, their manners may be tiresome, but for the love of the three, swallow your pride and bear it. Idle zealotry cannot put food on the table. We cannot fill our coffers with incense and prayer and expect to wage war effectively. Interprovincial commerce is a necessary evil, whether you like it or not. I urge you in the strongest possible terms, leave outsiders be. I hope this will be my final word on the subject. Yours most respectfully, Tirnu Nalin House Lalu, Deputy Trade Viceroy. Let's just add this onto our collection, in case you've not read it. Okay, so we need to talk to Captain Brivan. Something tells me Captain Brivan may be the guy we spoke to when we just gotten into the city.
Rescuing Sandrals.
No, he's not.
Not now, Outlander. If you need some sort of assistance, go find one of the House Guard.
Councilor Eris sent me to ask about the investigation to find his daughter.
You must be one of the freelancers the Councilor employed to supplement the duties of the House Guard. Very well. I'll tell you what I know. Veya ran away. Again. I hope you can succeed when my troops have failed. If anything happens to Veya...
Sounds like you have a personal stake in this.
I've known the Releth family since I was a child. Veya is like a sister to me, and I'll do everything in my power to get her home safe and sound. Even trust an Outlander. We think her friends may know where she is, but they keep eluding us.
Maybe her friends will be less suspicious if I approach them?
Perhaps. As long as you don't get too close. They've been running notes of late. I think it has something to do with Veya, but the runners keep evading my guards. Look for a group meeting on the other side of town, and see if you can follow the note.
Okay, I'll see if I can follow the note.
When you find Veya's friends, remember to keep your distance. You just want to spot the note carrier and follow him to whoever's receiving these messages. That's the key to locating Veya. If you can't do it, don't worry. The house can handle it.
Tell me more about this note you want me to follow.
We started to notice groups of young dark elves gathering in out-of-the-way parts of the city. One of my guards saw them pass a note between them, but they split up and she lost them in the back alleys.
What do you think the note contains?
Could be a love poem or a recipe for Kwama cream cocktail. But we suspect it's the way Veya has been keeping tabs on what's been happening in the city. Look, it may amount to nothing, but the note could give us a lead on where to find Veya.
Maybe we should ask about her. Tell me more about Veya Releth.
Veya's a born warrior. Hard-headed, stubborn, a real pain in the ass. She can fight like an angry netch, though. I keep trying to get her to join the militia, but she always turns me down.
Tell me about her disagreement with her father if you know anything.
That's not my tale to tell. If Councilor Eris or his wife won't speak of the troubles his family has had to deal with in recent weeks, maybe you can ask Veya. If and when you find her.
Okay, so we need to spy on Veya's friends. Where can we do that?
Outland. So I was right. You're a sword for hire. Excellent. My name is Marla Rethan of House Redoran, and I have a proposition for you. I need someone to investigate what's going on in the Veya Releth ebony mine.
What seems to be going on there?
Piqued your interest, have I? Capital. My brother Benar and I share ownership of the mine, but I suspect he's hiding something from me. The little weasel's even locked down the entrance. Only his personal guards are allowed inside.
What do you want me to do?
There are only 2 keys to the mine. Benar keeps one in our manor house. The other is carried by the mine's foreman, Nox. I want you to procure a key, either one, and then search the mine for any sign of mischief. Report back with your findings.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Foreman Nox is somewhere in Balmora. Should be simple enough to pluck the key from his pockets. Or, if you prefer burglary, you could take my brother's key from the desk in his study. Our manor is just up the hill to the west of town.
Why don't you have a key to your own mine?
My dear brother prefers to keep our roles in the business separate. He runs the mine while I handle the finances. He doesn't interfere with my work, nor I his. That's the agreement.
You can't just talk to him about your concerns?
Oh, I have, but Benar tells me nothing. It's just secure more buyers and hire more workers. He gets dreadfully annoyed when I press him about my concerns. Like, why do we need so many miners? Even the townsfolk are starting to talk about that.
What do you mean?
You haven't heard the rumors? The cursed mine of Veya Releth, they call it. They go in, but they don't come out. Just inane ghost stories, truth be told. But if the rumors persist, it could soil our reputation.
So why the concern that something improper is going on down there? I think he has told us. What kind of resistance should I expect?
Well, the key should be no trouble. My brother is away at the moment, and the house guards are not exactly the keenest. If you choose to pickpocket the foreman, well, just avoid the city watch, I suppose.
And once inside the mine?
That's the rub. The mine is well guarded. My brother insisted that I hire only the rowdiest and most ill-tempered mercenaries, so I brought on the Iron Hound Company. I can vouch for their pugnacity.
So you're sending me against your family's own hired guards?
I'd prefer to avoid bloodshed, of course, but I don't want to tip my brother off. If he is up to something, I'll need deniability to maintain the element of surprise. Besides, they're mostly criminals, drunks, and skooma addicts. Expendable, yes?
We'll take this one on later. Looks like they're behind that wall.
Get this letter to Trevis. It's important. Just don't let House Redoran get their hands on it. If you think you're being followed, find a place to hide. Good luck.
We're gonna have to follow them at a good distance. Okay, so this is the guy who has the letter. Crap. Oh, there goes the letter.
Let's drink. To the ladies.
I think we may have lost them. I think we lost the runner. We were too far behind. Well, the runner, it says the runner is still here somewhere.
Please, please, if you just listen.
Take care of yourself, Father.
Or maybe did the runner come in here? Oh, wait. Seems maybe the runner came in here? Yeah, the runner came in here.
Well done. Should help us determine what happened to Veya's brother. Hello, can I help you? Wait a moment. You're one of those hirelings House Redoran pays to harass us simple folk. Look, all Veya wants to do is to find out what happened to her brother. Too bad the house doesn't seem to care a swit about any of that.
Well, Councilor Iris just wants to find his daughter. Will the note you received help me accomplish that?
Veya wants nothing to do with the house or her father. Why can't any of you respect that? Even if I wanted to help, I haven't seen Veya since she snuck out of town. We communicate by notes, and this one isn't even about her.
What's that note about, then?
If you must know, it concerns Veya's brother. He was an officer in the House Guard before he vanished without a trace. We've been trying to help Veya find him.
Who are you delivering this information to if you aren't in contact with Veya?
A local tough. Goes by the name of Ashur. He delivers the letters. We usually meet him outside of town to the northeast. But good luck trying to get any information out of him. Ashur is not known for his conversational skills.
Well, we can be very persuasive.
I think we're done here, don't you? I told you where to find Ashur. He's been passing our notes on to Veya. Just to the north and east, outside of town. Or is this your way of offering to save me a trip since you're headed his way?
I'm not gonna ask any more questions. We're about half an hour in, so I think now is a good place to take a break. I'm feeling really exhausted. We'll be right back with more Elder Scrolls Online. Hopefully, by the time we record the next video, we'll have fixed our sound issue. We'll be seeing you in a bit.